Imagine an island so strategic and rich in natural resources that it's the target of one of the most controversial people in the world, Donald Trump. Yes, the 47th President of the United States has long coveted Greenland.
I can't assure you, you're talking about Panama and Greenland. No, I can't assure you on either of those two. But I can say this, we need them for economic security.
But how could he possibly buy a territory that has been explicitly declared not for sale? Donald Trump first publicly expressed his interest in buying Greenland in 2019. This statement was immediately controversial and considered bizarre by many.
Thankfully, the time where you buy and sell other countries and populations is over. Let's leave it there. Jokes aside, we would naturally love to have an even closer strategic relationship with the US.
However, this is not the first time the United States has tried to buy this strategic territory. In 1946, then-President Harry Truman offered to buy the Danish territory for $100 million in gold. It is reported that Denmark's reaction to the offer was much the same as they did in 2019 and again in 2025. No thanks. Even this repeated assertion of the United States' intentions irritated Danish officials.
Dear President Trump, listen very carefully. Greenland has been part of the Danish kingdom for 800 years. It's an integrated part of our country. It is not for sale. Let me put it in words you might understand. Mr. Trump, f*** off.
Geographically, Greenland has a very strategic position. The capital city of Nuuk is closer to New York than Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark. The island is also the gateway between North America and Europe. Moreover, it is very close to the waterway between Greenland, Iceland and the UK, which is a vital route for Russian naval vessels and their nuclear submarines. Moreover, China's increasing influence through investment in mining projects in Greenland has made the United States even hotter. Therefore, Trump has continuously expressed a desire to expand the American military presence in Greenland.
You have Russian boats all over the place, you have China boats all over the place, warships, and they can't maintain it.
However, this reason is only a small part of the United States' original intention to control Greenland. A recent 2025 survey revealed that Greenland possesses 28 of the 34 minerals considered essential raw materials by the European Commission. These include graphite, lithium, and rare earth elements, essential ingredients for electric vehicles, wind turbines, and battery technology. In an era of global energy transition, these resources are the target of major powers. It is no wonder that the United States views Greenland as a potential treasure trove to support its industries. This is further compounded by the fact that Denmark seems to be paying little attention to Greenland's development, providing an opportunity for the United States to increase its influence. In his New Year's address, Greenland's Prime Minister called for independence from Denmark. However, he also emphasized that Greenland is not for sale.
Vi vil ikke være danskere, vi vil ikke være amerikanere, vi vil selvfølgelig være grønlændere.
Even so, the United States still has the opportunity to increase its influence in Greenland. How? The US could offer a free association with Greenland, similar to their arrangements with the Marshall Islands, Micronesia, and Palau. Under this arrangement, the US would provide economic support and military protection to Greenland like Denmark does, in exchange for strategic rights in the region. If subtlety does not work, the United States still has several options to strengthen its influence. The United States could drastically increase tariffs on Danish or even EU goods. This would force Denmark to consider compromises, especially if Greenland's economy, which relies on Danish aid, starts to suffer. Finally, although it seems far-fetched, a military invasion could be Trump's option. With American military bases in Greenland, physically taking control is not out of the question, although this would spark international condemnation. European countries have even warned Trump against resorting to violence to realize his dream. If Greenland was for sale, how much would it cost? According to a recent analysis by the American Action Forum, Greenland could cost between $200 billion and $2.8 trillion. This figure takes into account its size, natural resources, and strategic potential. For comparison, in 1867, America bought Alaska from Russia for $7.2 million, about $125 million in today's value. Initially, many doubted the benefits. However, Alaska later proved to be a very valuable territory, mainly due to its abundant natural resource reserves. Buying territory from another country may sound unusual in this modern era, but this kind of practice has actually happened many times throughout history. Some sovereign states purchase territory from other countries for various purposes, such as expanding their territory, gaining strategic access, or strengthening their geographical position. The United States has been one of the most prominent countries in this practice, especially during the 19th century. One of the most famous examples is the Louisiana Purchase in 1803. In this transaction, the United States purchased a vast tract of land in North America from France for $15 million equivalent to about $416 million if calculated at today's values. This territory covered most of the United States' westward expansion and became one of the important cornerstones in the country's growth. Decades later, after the Mexican-American War of 1846 to 1848, the United States paid Mexico for a vast territory that now includes states like California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. Not stopping there, in 1917, the United States purchased the Virgin Islands from Denmark. This transaction was done for $25 million, or more than $600 million, if calculated with today's money value. The purchase was paid for using gold coins and gave the United States control over a strategic territory in the Caribbean. However, this practice was not just a monopoly of the United States. History records that a number of other countries were also involved in similar transactions. Japan, for example, bought the Kuril Islands from Russia in the 19th century. Pakistan bought the Gwadar region from Oman in 1958 to strengthen its control over strategic trade routes. Even Germany and Saudi Arabia have a history of dealing in territory to expand influence or gain strategic access to important waterways. This practice is not just about buying land, it also involves changing jurisdiction over the local population living in the area, as well as complex geopolitical strategies. By buying territory, countries not only acquire land, but also strengthen their economic, political, and strategic position on the world stage.